Sorry that I can't go on my live with my PDF right now. I have to get somewhere. But I think that this information, I'd like to share this with you so you have something to think about before I go on my live with my presentation. So welcome to WCIA Network, where everything I do and say falls under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. So I used a thumbnail that I would like you guys to look at before you do anything, before you listen to me. The thumbnail that I put up has little photos from the watering hole. And I'm calling the watering hole, hey, hi there, BS. I think that Candace, I think that Don was there. I think that my reading on this watering hole it is so not what they say it is, you guys. Summer Moon Wells, who went missing June 15th, allegedly, 2021, they say that she was just gone off the property, spent the day at the watering hole, blah blah blah. You could go to all the any one of my videos and you could see that information. But I see psychically that the watering hole was used as the deep fake. It was used as the deep fake. Like, what does that mean? It means that the images in the video was placed, that was all placed on top of the story. So I don't know if it's really something that they put on top of it or not, but I know what I see. So I never know if I am seeing what you all are seeing. I don't really know, I don't know, right? Because when I do a psychic reading and I see things, that doesn't necessarily mean that, everyone sees it. Here's a few things I'm going to say, that there were more than 2 children. I think that this was about a group of people, all different ages, that this group of people, it was more of a sacrifice. And everything that I've said in the past it stands true, because there's so many parts to Summer Wells' story. She was whisked off a property, but there was a ceremony that went along with Summer Moon Wells' disappearance. And this is for the resurrection. There is a horrific ceremony, and it wasn't just for her. So what I'm saying is there were so many others there, and that if you look at my thumbnail with those pictures, you're going to see, if you do see, you may not, you will see I can't even say that you'll see. I'm going to leave this as a psychic reading because I don't know. I mean, if anyone could tell me in chat, um, do you see anything in that thumbnail? Like, I don't know if you do or you don't, right? Do you? If you can answer me, because you guys, this is about so many people. It's all that keeps coming out. And one of my readings, anyone that's been following me, it's about Summer Moon Wells, who always keeps saying, I'm in the leaves, I'm in the leaves, I'm in the leaves, in the leaves. That sentence that I get from her, I'm in the leaves, couldn't be more true, because I see her story in the leaves. There are adults, many adults, and I see Summer in a hole. She's like in a metal hole, and her head is sticking out. So she's in the ground with her head sticking out. And there's an adult with her, behind her. So it's some time of her story, sometime in her story, Summer Moon Wells is in the ground in a metal container. Like it's metal, and there's an adult with her. And this is being videotaped, and this is being shown other places. And this metal is like the metal I'm showing you in the boxes that I show you in the fake cars. So the fake cars, to me, I see this part of the story in the fake cars in the back windows. I see those boxes. So the boxes that I see in the back window is what I see Summer Moon Wells in. She's in a box. She's not alone. She's not alone. This was a group. This was a group. And Candace knows what happened. Candace knows what happened to her daughter. Don knows what happened to his daughter. They know what happened to their daughter. They know. And they're not speaking up. They put her there. And they dressed her in black, the brown, dark brown or black, and she had on a black, something black all over her body, and it covered her mouth. All you could see were her eyes, her head, all covered. The black makes them into the water. The videos, you really can't see them in the video. You can't see them in the video. I see them in the videos. So they wind up with their head above the ground or something. In a metal thing. I see the metal goes right under their, right here. Like it goes right under their chin. So the only thing that sticks out is the head. And this metal kind of goes across the shoulders, right? And Summer Moon Wells was a part of this group. So if anyone thinks that she just is gone and no one knows where she is, and the people that are looking for her at this moment, I'd love to have you guys subscribe to the channel and put your thumbs up if you like what you hear. That'd be amazing. I'm trying to reach more people and get more of this message out. So when you see these videos, these are the videos that I give psychic readings over, right? Who's sending messages that are being held for review? I mean, I don't know who is. Who's sending messages that shouldn't be sent? I do ask that my chat room is supposed to be just very respectful. This is about missing children, and that's it. It's not about us. It's not about the videos. It's not about the people. It's about bringing justice to the children, because their story is not listened to. Their story is not being told. Their story is being buried with the victims. I find it very difficult to understand that. How am I supposed to understand that no one's looking at this and trying to figure out and tell their story? She just didn't disappear. This was a process. This was a process. The Waterhole video reminds me of every video. The Waterhole video reminds me of the car video. It reminds me of the swing video, the Dancing in the Rain video. Dancing in the Rain and the water, all the same. They all have the same information. And I feel like that information is just saying that these kids, they're in a group. You're not just looking for one. The Waterhole video wasn't just about the Waterhole video. It's not even that location. You're seeing school buses. I don't know why, but it's bugging me. Buses, I do see that the children, I do see a bus being used, but I don't see it as like a school bus. Like I don't see it as a yellow school bus. When Summer Moon gives me like a reading, all I see, what I see of her is in a back seat, you know, and in the back seat and her eyes open, everything else is covered. Everything is covered on her. And the person in the front is just a driver. They're just transporting her. So when I give psychic readings, I see the story, I see it. So when I see the story, she was transferred in a car, and I think she went towards, I see her going towards, um, like where her father worked, towards there. Like, I feel like she was transported to Josenboro, what's it called? Um, that direction, like by the water park. That direction. Like when I see psychic readings, I only could tell you in what direction, and it was like going south, like southwest. So she was package delivered, you know, like package delivered, you know. But this was Summer in the back seat, and someone that was driving and looking in the mirror, looking at the mirror at her. She was still alive. When she was transported, she was alive. What was it called? Where is that called that Don worked? Because Don was there that day. Don was there that day. Don was there. Um, and they're confusing all the trucks and so forth that they use. They used a white truck. They used a white truck, but she was in the back seat. Wherever she was sitting, they could see her from the rearview mirror. And that's when she was transported. She was never in the water. At that point, she wasn't in the summer moon was not wet in that car. She was not wet in the car. She was dry. Like I see her next time come by. I don't even know what you're saying. Jonesboro, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Jonesboro. Um, Amazing. Thank you, Runs with Scissors. Um, Jonesboro. So I see her there. I see her there. I just took you off. I don't know who that is, but you're very distracting. So I just took you out of chat. So sorry about that, but you're just too distracting. We can't have that in chat. I don't know who that was, but it's got nothing to do with what we're doing here. So I just kind of took you out. So, I mean, obviously you don't, maybe you've never been here. So just listen so you see that we don't play games here. There's no games that we're playing. We're looking for missing children. We're bringing them justice. I'm giving you a reading, a reading from what I see in my third eye. And that doesn't call for, you know, whatever you're doing. Summer Moon Wells was transferred in the back seat of a car. She wasn't in the back of a truck, like in the back. She was in the back seat of a car, and she wasn't wet from the water hole. She was by herself in the back seat of her car, of the car, but she wasn't the only one. And when I don't know if it was Candace or Grandis that said it's done, um, that's what they meant, that it's done. Like, I think that Summer was transferred, and that the video that we see, all the videos that we see are bullshit. I see it that way. Maybe they're not layered, maybe they are layered, but I think they're lies. Because when I read and watch those videos, there's nothing about those videos that hold the truth. There just isn't. I do believe that whoever is involved in this, we know all the characters. We know all the players. There's no one new that we haven't met. The players are there, and it goes around and around and around and around. They keep doing the same thing over and over and over and over, over and over and over. There are so many pictures that I'm going to show you in the videos that have so many different faces. It's not just about one summer moon. Correct. Distractions. They're distractions. It reminds me when she was in the car coming back from swimming and laid on the milk jugs. Correct. So when I see truth, I see the truth beneath the deep fake, beneath the layers, right? And I always see the same story with Summer. I see her with her head laying, but just her head laying on complete metal, and her body is underneath. So when I see pictures of like the car video or the swing, anything, I don't see her in the car. I don't think that that's her body. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't, but I just see her head on a platter. And I've been saying that for so long. Head on a platter, head on a platter. It's because her head is above the metal. It's laying above the metal. So whenever I see, if they show us her head on milk jug, the milk jugs to me are just conversation. It's nonsense. It's noise. There's no milk jugs. There's never milk jugs. And they fucked up her body. Like that's like when I can't see a figure of a body, it's because it doesn't exist. So that part of her was like hard for me to grasp, how hard for me to get energy from, right? So her head, I always see heads with the metal, with the metal. And I don't know what you guys see when you see the milk jugs. I see, this swing video is the same as I see these kids in the water. They're being pulled and they're attached to something and they're being pulled. I see it all the same way. I see it all the same way. Does anyone have any questions? Could I answer any questions on my computer? So, questions from anyone? The man's face that I showed the other day, yesterday, I see a couple people. I see a couple people in that face. I definitely do see Don. A lot of people answered that they saw Don Wells. I see Don also. I also see like Orion Finds Truth. I see a Dolly vision. I see in that face I showed yesterday a few different people, but I did send it off. So if that helps the case, amazing. I sent the picture here in my interpretation of this video. If it helps, amazing. There is a tunnel. There is a hole, and that tunnel, there's like it comes it's a doorway. There's a doorway, and these kids go, "How long was Summer kept alive?" You know what? My first instinct to that question is that I don't get if she's alive or dead. I get that she was drugged. So like I feel how I do this is when I look at that question and answer that question, it's like I feel like she was like a rag doll, like uh, just a rag doll, like her mouth was like closed. Like when I get these readings, I get like the feeling of the child, like her eyes were wide open, but everything else was closed off. That's how I feel like she wasn't talking. I feel nothing. Like I feel nothing, but I don't feel as if she was dead. Like whatever I'm feeling now and getting this interpretation, she's being carried like carried around, and she's in this outfit, this dark outfit, and everything is covered. Her eyes are not. Um, and these people, they travel. It's what I keep getting that. I keep getting that information. They travel. They travel here and there, and there's so many different places it goes. But I feel like her body was traveled towards Jonesboro, like towards that area, like whatever is out that way. She went um, she went south and west. Like, so if she was to get out of where she was, she had to travel. Um, they went around. They did the roundabout. They didn't do the normal go on the interstate straight. They took her down and around. Like they however they lifted her off there, it was around. So they could have gotten to the same place to go faster, but they went around. They may have needed to do that because something went wrong. You know, like something they usually don't fuck up. Like this is something that they do often, right? But something went wrong. The way that they had to lift her away, Summer, was you couldn't do her smells, her scent because she was wrapped, right? She was wrapped, and I think that Don had to come to like the rescue. You know, like something messed up. But she wound up in the back seat of a car and transferred and just taken. And then from there, taken away. Like there's no fucking way they would know where she is. She could have gone in a helicopter and gone away. You know what I'm saying? So I don't see her as dead. I see her as lifeless, um, like nothing. There's like there's no feeling of a child for me in there. There's no feeling of, oh, she's happy or she's playing, or there's nothing. She's just a shell of a being. She's just a shell, you know? And that's how these kids go. These kids go and they're like shells. Definitely premeditated. For sure premeditated. Let me see if I plug in my phone. Hopefully I won't lose you guys. But I have to keep my eyes on the road here. Hold on. Hold on. Okay. Can you still hear me? Confirming you can still hear me. Just say yes, I can hear you, or no, I don't hear you. Yes, okay, perfect. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Yes, thank you. Um, and that's really what happened. And the people surrounding this case, they know the story. They know the story. The Waterhole covered up the story for me. The same way that Dancing in the Rain did, and the swing video. Because it's swing video and Dancing in the Rain, they show me this wet, muddy leaves part of the story. Like she goes to different places. These kids jump from place to place. So if I were to break down what videos give me what kind of a story, the Waterhole video and the swing video, the Dancing in the Rain video give me this part of the story. It shows more of the the outside and the hole in the box, in the cave, in the tunnel. Like I get those visions. The cave, it's a tunnel, it's dark, it's damp, and you can't see anybody. They're dressed in black. They have black costumes on, like black one pieces. And these bodies are carried. They're carried like they're carried like this, like this, you know, with their hands, like in just holding them in front of their bodies, and they're like lifeless, but they're not. Their heads are down, their arms are, everything is like spaghetti. They're lifeless, but they all have the same uniform on, but they're lifeless in someone's arms. They're in someone's arms, and they're just given. Like that's one of the things. Like they're lifeless, and then they're just being given. The bodies are being given to the next, whatever the next situation. Like they're being handed off. So like to me, by the time June 15th came, it was like everything was done. Like everything was premeditated, correct. And June 15th was just the handoff. Like I'm here, it's done. Like it's done. And there are so many different Summers, you guys. You have no idea which Summer, because there's so many different faces within Summer's face that uh, Candace knows there was more than one. There was definitely more than one. But these bodies are like lifeless, and they're handed off. So by the time, you know, they called and said she was missing and all that, that was like the end of their side of the story. Do the boys know anything? Oh, for sure. Talking about the boys, there was more boys at the house when Candace starts talking about coming home with the groceries and stuff. There were more than what she says were at that house. There were more boys with her. A lot of times she stumbles when she's trying to tell her story. I hear her talking about more than those boys that she said was there. That's what I hear. I don't know if she actually says it or not, but there were boys there, and they weren't discussing bringing in groceries. Were more boys there than Wyatt and whoever else was there. There was a group. There was a group there. Yeah. And the boys had to be taken away from the situation. I don't even know. We don't even know if it was her sons that were there. I know there were boys there, but we don't know what her sons know, because we really don't know what her sons saw, right? Because if her son saw something that would indicate that they're guilty, they would have been arrested. But they weren't. And they're going to stay quiet. Maybe they're staying quiet because they were told to, because there's way too much stuff that's going to come out. A lot of stuff's going to come out, you guys. A lot of information. And you can listen to whatever channels you want to listen to, but understand that there's only one story. There aren't multiple stories that happen to Summer Moonwell's missing children. There's one story, and that one story involves many locations and many hands. There are lots of cooks in the kitchen. Many cooks in the kitchen. So, you know, they have to be very aware and careful on who they bust. If you don't bust the right person, you're never gonna stop it. But I'm not quite. That's not going to happen in Hawkins County. to be Hawkins County Police Department that busted open. It's not. It goes way too deep. The money is very deep. But Beach Creek community, when I say that, Beach Creek community, I see the children going around. Like when I say that, whatever, if say you come down Ben Hill Road to the bottom, if you turn right and go around, I'm seeing this through my third eye. I don't even know what it looks like. If you go down to the bottom and turn right and then take a sharp, not a sharp, take a left, veer to the left, that's how they get the children out of there. So they don't, it's not the main road. They don't take the main road out of Beach Creek. It's a side road. And then there are tunnels and there are getaways. They're hidden tunnels. They come out of like crazy areas. But it's down and around. That comes off very strongly. So I promise I will come back with a PDF, but I really want this information out there because the more I say and the more I tell from what I see, the more justice comes to the children. Justice comes to the children by having their story told. And that's what I do here. I help tell the story to all the missing children. May justice come real soon. Thank you guys for listening. And I will be back with a PDF, maybe sometime later tonight or tomorrow. Thank you guys. Remember to subscribe and thumbs up. Bye for now.